Your Excellency, do you have blood on your hands?
I have no blood on my hands. When I came into office, I said, I want an independent police service. I have made sure that the police don't have to ask me, don't ask anybody. They operate independently.
I want you to listen to what the president has to say. And he was speaking in a presser and just trying to reaffirm his stance. Kusema kwamba,
I undertook to the country that being a democracy, and robustly so, that Kenyans must not, as has happened in the past, where Kenyans disappeared and their bodies were found in all manner of places, that will not happen under my administration. And all the people who disappeared or who were abducted, what you said, all of them have been brought back to their families and to their homes. And I have given clarity and firm instructions that nothing of that kind of nature will happen again. And that it was my commitment as I became president that extrajudicial disappearances of Kenyans will not be part of what we are doing as a nation.
Yes. Muskia. Very important news that everyone who had been abducted has been returned home. Mr. President, abducted by who? Where were they taken? Walikuwa wameshikwa kwa nini? Because you can't just say they have been returned home without telling us where were they. Exactly. Who had taken them.
There are very many questions.
You have given firm instructions to who? To who? To the abductors?
Or maybe it was to the forces to make sure that this does not happen.
No. So you know who has been abducting us, Mr. President.
That's not what he said.
No, but
he just said those disappearances will not happen again under his regime.
Ukikuja useme kila saa napoteza pesa kwa hiyo ofisi. And then kesho nikuje niseme zile pesa zote umepoteza mwalimu zimerudishwa. Na nimepeana na ni stand warning that pesa zako zisichukuliwe tena. So utanishuku kwa sababu utasema najua ni nani anachukua hizo pesa.
Enyewe ningekuangalia funny.
Yes.
So you're saying this does not answer Kenyans' questions.
You ask the president, usimuogope. Just ask him. You will not be abducted. Ashasema it is no longer going to happen.
So then, is that a good enough answer for the Kenyans? Let's ask the Kenyans.
No. There's still questions.
Is that a good response? Does that response satisfy all your concerns, questions? Does it make you cool down now? Do you feel safer because of this declaration?
Nimekuwa na rogwa kila siku. Unakuja leo unaniambia nimewaambia warogi wasikuroge tena. Warogi ni nani? Nataka kujua.
This is the thing, as they say, the fish rots from the head. We have seen impunity in the highest office. When Dr. Ruto answers to Raila's question, I think it was in Migori, in January this year, December of 2024, January this year, I can't remember exactly when the meeting was, when Raila says there shouldn't be abductions, and Ruto answers, yes, but let parents tell their children to behave.
Yes.
He's acknowledging deliberate wrongdoing, deliberate violation of human rights, and justifying it, all giving a threat that you continue, I continue. So what is he saying? Because those arrested are those, and those who turn up dead or tortured are those who, the common thread is that they've been critical of him or his regime. They are making satire out of his utterances and the things he does, his actions. So he's acknowledging deliberate wrongdoing. It's unfortunate that the court has not been able to resonate with that thinking so far. But because the cases are ongoing, we will try to put our best foot, because the footprints that it is the government are there. And anybody who was in doubt cleared that doubt when the former CS for public works and not public works, public service and Attorney General Muturi let Kenyans know that when his son was abducted, it's Ruto himself who ordered for his release. So if you didn't connect the dots, what more do you need?
Let me focus on the report by the UN. And when the UN were coming up with this report, they looked at a particular period of time, from the time that the NASA leaders were protesting. You remember when they were protesting, staging protests on every Tuesday, every Thursdays around the country. That's the time that the country experienced a lot of human rights abuses, and I want to agree with that headline. At that time, we engaged in various activities that were against human rights, and I will tell you where the problem was. You remember when President was around, William Ruto was around, the police were seen to be overpowered by these protesters, and the response by the police, many Kenyans felt like it was not proper. But the day that when William Ruto was not around and the country was left in the hands of Rigathi Gachagua, was then the deputy president, the police were more aggressive. They used excessive forces simply because our former deputy president had his own parallel activities with Mungiki and with goons, hired goons, that went on to maim and beat people and engage in serious violation of human rights.
Okay.
That matter even escalated to the extent of he unilaterally decided to recall the security personnel that were manning former founding president's houses, which was completely wrong. He scaled down the security on Mama Ngina. It took the intervention of our own president to call the IG to restore that security of the first family. And he went even ahead to get goons and unleashed them to the farm of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. They took sheep and goats and cows. So I agree, but later on we restored. I think
before you continue,
the actions. Let me finish this first.
Okay.
The actions by Rigathi Gachagua to engage goons to cause mayhem on protesting NASA supporters in Lolongo, in Kitengela, must have contributed to us getting that backlash from the UN that we have violated human rights, and we should all agree.
If there is a family, any family, that their child or their friend or their relative went to a demonstration, whether it is last year or this year, and never came back, I want to know the names, because I will take firm and decisive action.
Numerous allegations have been made concerning disappearance of people during protests. I urge all Kenyans with information about such cases to forward the information to the Directorate of Criminal Investigation.
Yale yamesemekana mambo ya abduction tutakomesha, ndio vijana wa Kenya waweze kuishi kwa amani.
The police service, being an independent institution, can make independent decisions on investigations, on prosecution.
All the people who disappeared or who were abducted in what you said, all of them have been brought back to their families and to their homes. And I have given clarity and firm instructions that nothing of that kind of nature will happen again.